Guest on the Shop Talk podcast today is Brandon Clark, the garbage disposal.
Hey guys, I was checking my.
And his YouTube channel is called Brandon the garbage disposal. But when you look it up, you could just type in DA, garbage disposal. Super cool guy, competitive eater, record holder of many food challenges. I'm not going to ask about his daily calorie intake. I came across your channel on YouTube, and I was already a subscriber of Wayne Alejino. And that's how I came across your channel, fell in love with the comedy part of it. And you're the fastest eater I've seen. A lot of channels I watch. I mentioned the Giuseppe's 28-inch Mega Meat Pizza Challenge to you, and unaware that you were the record holder. I got some questions for you today. How you doing?
Good, man. How are you doing? I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, man, I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day and coming on the podcast with me. And after talking to you a little bit, man, I'm more into the channel than I was before. You know what I mean? It's definitely a lot more entertaining than a lot of some of the other channels out there, especially the eating ones.
I try to give people more of everything else instead of just eating. You know, something different. You know, you work all day, hard work. Some people don't work hard, but you know, you get home, something quality, something funny. You know, give them something funny, something quality, something okay to watch. Nothing just thrown together and slapped on there.
I gotcha. So, what are some of the challenges you hold the record for outside of, you know, people outside the competitive eating world would know about? And also, I know you hold a lot of the records around the St. Louis area. I know you're on the east side of St. Louis. And so when did you start doing challenges too?
I started back in I would say like March, maybe no, it was like the end 2016, maybe the very end.
Really?
Yeah, I started because a guy at work, he sees me eat lunch and come back to work like 5 or 6 minutes. I bring my lunch. I'm pretty cheap. I probably say that 50 times this podcast, but I am pretty frugal. So I'll eat my lunch, whatever I bring, just go straight back to work. I don't smoke cigarettes or anything, so I kind of just eat and come back. And he said, "Hey, Brandon, there's a Rusty Pig Barbecue in Belleville, a contest this weekend." So I went ahead and went, and that's kind of how I got started because they gave you 40 minutes to eat this big Cuban sandwich with a pint of baked beans and a pint of potato salad. And nobody's finished it the year before. And then I went ahead and ate it. It was like 7 minutes and 15 seconds. And everybody didn't even finish, and they had 40 minutes. And after about 20 or 30 minutes, I'm looking at them, and I'm thinking to myself while I'm picking my teeth with the straw, and I'm saying to myself, man, what is wrong with them? You know, like they couldn't eat it. And then I thought, as soon as I said that, I thought to myself, what is wrong with them? Maybe there's something wrong with me. So kind of how I got started. And then the next week, I beat a well-known competitor around here, the Hammer, Kyle Hanner.
Mm-hmm.
He's a real cool guy. You know, I meet him all the time at contests now, and play what's that, frisbee golf at one of them. We had a good. I mean, he's a real nice guy, real funny. And but I beat him at this chicken wing contest. And after that, I wanted to do like 5 of the biggest the St. Louis 5 challenges. That was my whole. I wasn't going to do any of what I'm doing now. I wasn't going to turn professional to do all these. I think I'm up to like 100, 101 or 100 challenges right now I've done. But I was going to do 5. That's all I was going to do. The ones in St. Louis, Crown Candy, Mama Capice's, Corner's Pizza, and there's a couple more that was on my list. So, but I just kept going with it.
I know this is off of how the questions or anything. But I was watching some of the videos, and I've noticed a lot of the time the people get all mixed up about the time because you finish so fast, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, you did it in 9 minutes," and you're like, "No, I did it in 5 minutes, 5 minutes and 30 seconds," or they'll go, "Oh, I did it. You did it in this amount of," or you have, and you're like, "No, that's how much time I have left." Like they don't.
But yeah,
I've never seen
yeah,
that in other people's
they
challenges.
count down, they count down, and I count up.
Yeah.
Like they say, oh, you get an hour they get an hour to eat it. Well, usually people don't even like. I get it. I get their thought pattern where oh this guy's not going to do it because 99% of people don't even finish it. So they start with the get an hour to do it. So they start with an hour and count down till 0. So, but I always do. See, I don't. People have a misconception when I go into places. They think I'm out to get somebody's record. Well, it's kind of true, but I don't care who it is. You know, who has the record. My brain pattern is I'm just competing kind of with myself, actually, with just trying to beat somebody's record and not any particular person. I'm trying to beat that record, but then I have my own thought pattern where I have my own time that I even want to beat uh, faster than that record that I try to mentally. That's why I have my own timer there too. I want to go even faster and push myself, and that's the whole point of me. I want to beat my own record. So if somebody beats me, there's Killer Kennedy, there's Molly, there's Bob Shout, Darren Breeden, Wayne Alhenio. There's some other bigger eaters that I don't care if they beat me, but they push me, and that's like when I wrestled. I wrestled people when I was in high school. I wrestled people that would beat me all the time, but they pushed me. So if I just wrestle somebody that I know can beat all the time, I will not get any better. So long as I'm doing better than I was before, that's the only person that I'm trying to beat is myself.
I gotcha. Yeah, I wrestled in middle school, and that's some of the best conditioning you can do.
And it is real, a lot of cardio.
Oh yeah.
Longest 3 minutes, about the longest 3 minutes of my life.
Oh yeah. So other than I know you do a lot of gardening and you do some pickling. What are some of the things you like to do for fun? Are you into any hobbies or like sports or anything, or what are some of your other hobbies?
I used to like sports when I was younger. I collect baseball cards. I had a whole bunch of rookie cards. Don Manley, Wade Boggs, Eric Davis, Mark McGuire. I had a lot of cards, but then I got tired of them. These millionaires running the bases, millionaires, and they, okay, I like money too, but you're supposed to be in the sport because you like it as well. Well, don't burn the logo off the bat because you're not getting endorsed, And so I sold all my baseball cards because a normal family can't even go to a game. So, I mean, get a $10 hot dog. But I kind of got out of sports. Actually, sports, I like eating, eating sports, the contest, naturally. But I also like cooking, like Iron Chef, Food Network, like all the cooking shows. So I really like to cook. That's kind of like a hobby. I like for people to enjoy food, and I also like to eat. So.
Yeah, I noticed your the little, I think it's a fork and a knife that you have on your doors in your kitchen. And
You noticed that? Okay.
yeah,
The pools,
after all,
fork knife, it was spoon.
oh okay. And then all the videos I watch, I just noticed the colander that you have on the light.
Yeah, I saw that somewhere on a DIY channel, and it was perfect color too. I got it from Amazon, and I'm waiting for it to come in the mail. I'm like, man, I hope this orange matches. It's perfect. It matches. I just cut a hole in it, ran the electrical wires in it, and it worked out pretty good.
Yeah, I seen that. I thought, man, I got to do that myself.
I like working with my hands, man. I really like working my hands, and I do construction. It's a hobby thing, like doing extra. I like to camp. I like to fish. I really don't like to clean fish anymore. It's just I don't want to go through all that. I'm kind I get lazy in that part, but the relaxation, the meditation of it all, like the gardening, it's real meditational, real peaceful.
Your intro music for your channel, and I like it a lot. It's definitely different, and I like some of the the taste of music that you got going on the show. But the intro, do you make any of the beats yourself?
No, I don't. I used to think I knew how to do a lot of little beats when I was younger. I was in the band. Since I was like third grade. I was playing the drums on the table. We was playing on the table
Mm-hmm.
until I guess we was in like fifth grade, and then uh, moved on from there. And I played in high school. But I didn't make my own beat. I just found some beats and kind of I don't just throw anything. Like I said, I don't throw anything together. I think about the beat and I think about what's going on. Is it serene? Is it driving? What does it clash?
Mm-hmm.
So I put thoughts to it because I want people to enjoy it. But I didn't make that beat, but I did add the voice that says this guy is serious.
Yeah.
Actually, that voice in there I added, and I edited. It took me a while to get it where I needed it.
Wasn't
But
he watching
that
you or
came
something?
from, huh?
Wasn't he watching you or something while you were eating?
That guy, yes, that guy was an MC or what do you want to call it, announcer for
Oh.
little, hands free is it? Mama's Little Piggy, the Christmas one when I did the hands free mashed potato.
Mm-hmm.
He was an announcer and he kept looking when I put I got a fake GoPro. I call it my Darren Breeden GoPro because he's frugal too. I'm like, I got my fake GoPro out there, and he's like, man, this guy is serious. So he said that. Then I put it in there, like, man, I like that, because yeah, I am serious. When I go to places, people say, oh, this guy has his own face towel, and
Yeah.
timer.
So I always say I like any kind of music as long as it sounds good. What are some of your favorite types of music or bands or artists?
Oh man, maybe when I was really young, I liked Aerosmith, Ragdoll. That was like one of my favorite songs. Kind of got into the street crowd. I can't talk about it too much on the air, or maybe the cops might be at the door. But it's been a long time ago. But I ran the streets, man. I partied my life already. But I liked rap. I liked like Too Short.
Oh yeah.
Two Live Crew. I liked all that. The ones with Walmart had all the bleeps out of it, Ice Cube.
I think Kmart bleeped them out too.
Oh yeah, I counted how many times that Walmart had explicit of Ice Cube, cuss words, or no, it was something else. I counted how many was in there, and the whole thing might as well just been a long beat. It was like 100 and something, 140 something. But it might have been cuss words by Too Short. But yeah, I was living on the edge back then. But now I still like old school rap. I don't listen to it a lot. I definitely don't listen to new stuff. It's like I feel old because like, man, that's not even music. They're not even rhyming.
Or they're making noises. or you'll hear them. You'll hear them and you're like, I don't even know who this is.
Yeah.
Like that's how I am at least.
I cannot do it. And then when like the old school rap still, certain ones, like in the morning time, especially when I work. I work with somebody, and I'm not mentioning names, work with somebody, I tell them, I said, man, I cannot listen to that. I want to choke somebody before lunch. It's like, you want to, because it's like subliminals. Like the music you listen to, your attitude changes because you're listening to this music. So I'm like, I have all these, I don't have anything against anybody that's gay or anything. I do not, hey, whatever makes you happy, as long as you don't force it on me and I don't like it, then, I'm fine. It's cool. I got, I have an aunt that's a lesbian and she's cool. She has a lot of cool friends. I mean, they're nice, fun to hang around.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, have all these earrings, right? I go to work and I'm construction. I have all these earrings, so that's the stereotype already. They say, "Oh, this guy has a lot of earrings. He might be a little funny." I
Mm-hmm.
said, "I am funny, but it's not like that. Funny, haha, not funny."
Yeah.
I forgot what movie that's from, but
I was gonna ask you about the earrings, but I've got 2 earrings on each ear. I used to have 3, but you got what, 7?
I think it's eight, yeah, 8 on each ear, and I just I don't know. I mean, I'm done with the earrings, but I, yeah, I have those. I go to work and I listen to meditation music. So people that's new that gets on the job sites, you see this guy with all his earrings playing this meditation music, like, huh? And to boot with that, I have purple tape on all my tools. Here's the problem. The thing with the purple
At
tape
least
is,
you'll know it's your tool.
yes, yes. And when I go to this job site and when I worked with this guy, I never heard of the tape. You know, they put different color tape and stuff. So when at the end of the day, people would put all their tools and they know whose tools it is and they give it to them and it's easier to clean up. Well, nobody had purple tape because I guess the homophobe thing or something. I don't care. You know, I'm comfortable with myself. I purple tape. Nobody wants my tools anyway. I'll spray paint it purple too. I'll spray paint stuff. Oh.
Um, if you don't mind me asking, what's your heritage or your background?
Well, I grew up in a 3,000 populated town, and I never wore shoes hardly. I ran around all the town with no shoes and socks on. Uh, I have a little German on my dad's side of the family.
Mhm.
My mom's side, I have a little Indian. So pretty
That
much.
that's what me and my wife were thinking. Either a little Indian. I was thinking maybe a little bit of Italian, but I could see the Indian definitely.
And I don't know how, I get dark in the summertime. I don't, I get really dark, and I don't have
I
much
should I should
Indian.
rephrase that. Native American. I should say
Yeah,
it. Just took
she's
out
from Indian. But yeah,
just took out Chief Wahoo in Cleveland.
yeah. So,
So on Darren Eats, or I know all these guys. A lot of them are your buddies. Darren Eats, Wayne Eugenio, Randy Santel, Nathan Figueroa, and Killer Kennedy. How did you come across all these guys? And they come across you? Are you in the same circle, or do you just meet them at different challenges? Or
trying to think. Well, I talked about Kyle Hanner. That's the Hammer.
mm-hmm.
He's from St. Louis. I met him from the contest and all the contests around here. The next person I met, I'm not really sure. It might have been I don't know when I met Randy. But I did a lot of Randy's challenges around here, you know, because he's from around my area. And I've done a lot of the challenges he's done. And I think I saw him first on TV, and I'm like, what? And I didn't know him. I didn't know what he did. I just saw a guy that won a challenge at a place. I'm like, I can do that. Why don't I have a TV crew? You know, why I'm not on TV and this guy is? And I didn't know who he is, he was. But yeah, we inbox and I'll tell him about challenges and stuff that's not happening anymore, and he could take it off his website or stuff like that. But I did a challenge with him in Belleville, so I met him, and he's really helped me out on my subscribers. I really appreciate Randy for that, and he's a good guy. He's one of them too. Like Molly, I thought they would be like greater than thou. Like, look at me. They're totally different than what I even expected. Like,
and Molly,
he's down to earth, real nice guy, real funny. We had a good time at that omelet at the round table in Belleville. I did a video on that. Molly, I met her in Chicago. That same thing. I thought she'd be like, don't talk to me or something.
And tell
she's like, man,
tell the people listening that she is super fast. She can slam some food. I mean, I don't think people understand. You know what I mean?
They don't.
And when I seen her, it blew me away.
I don't even understand. And I'm sitting. We just came from Florida, right? Like we did a Texas thing, and we did some challenges together there. And she doesn't really like to be videotaped a lot. and certain times she might do something for TV. But so I respect that, and I didn't put her on my video, but she was on a couple of my videos out the frame, doing a challenge with me. But usually when I go places, I'm like, "Ooh, look at this guy! He is so fast. I've never seen anything like this." Well, when I'm with Molly, and I'm used to it, and I don't have a problem with it because I know I respect her. But she, man, these people, I'm like a ghost when she's around because they see her and I could break a record in half. That I did while we was in Florida. I broke a record. It was 16 minutes. I did it in 7.5 minutes. Well, she did it in like 4 minutes, but I was a nobody. I'm not saying nobody, but I was like not even there because she done did it crazy fast and like, I don't know. I was like obsolete.
I gotcha.
Yeah, but yeah, I bet her doing that. But I don't even believe how fast she is when I'm like in my brain when we're eating. When I finally look over, because I'm like, I probably pretty much. I think I'm going pretty fast. I'm kind of close to her. And I look over. I do not believe how the heck. I can't even believe how she does it. And I can't even believe it. And I'm sitting there right next to her. So.
How'd you come up with the phrase "Have a great day unless you made other plans"?
Well, I know I talked before, but I used to drink an awful lot, and I quit a while back, like over 12 years ago. But I was going to AA meetings, and this guy was like a dry drunk kind of. He was not drinking, but he just didn't have a good attitude. Well, we did floors together and stuff, and he always said, and he's a real good guy now. I mean, yeah, I like to hang around him as well, and he still doesn't drink. And he's real positive, but back then he was like, "Have a great day unless you made other plans," and it stuck with me. I was like, "That is like the stupidest and funniest thing at the same time."
Like it makes a lot of sense,
Yeah, it does, and that's why he caught on to me. I'm like, "Hey, don't make other plans then." Like, hey,
if you're gonna have a bad day, you're gonna have a bad day.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to set out to kind of do it because if you think positive, you're looking for positive stuff. If you think negative, you're looking for negative stuff.
Mm. So you seem like an avid cooker and everything, chef disposal. But we do a parody every week called "What's for Dinner." What recipe would you put on "What's for Dinner"? And you could just you can just say the name of it. You won't have to say the ingredients and all that crap.
Big, like jalapeno poppers, probably.
Really?
With like maybe some bacon in there and some red onion.
I'm definitely probably going to have to pick up some kind of recipe from you because I know you're cooking for the masses.
Well, I'll put that one on one of my channels coming up soon. I'm going to try to put more cooking in there, and that's going to be one of them that's on there. I can't put my gooey butter cake on there because
well, you don't want someone to steal it.
I sell a lot of that. Not a lot. I want the IRS to give me some extra.
There you go.
Tax for
they don't want to show them showing up at your door. Oh,
they probably want to come to my town anyway.
Yeah. Back in the day, man, St. Louis used to have a big jazz scene. Like, I'm talking like before I was born, before you were born. So I see that you leave the door open on your oven after you're done cooking, which I do that too. My dad, even when I was a kid, he would tell me, when I got older, when I got my first place and stuff like that, oh, you should leave it open. You're paying for the heat of that oven and everything. Is there some other stuff that you could do to give people advice to save a little bit of money? Just little things like that, little tricks.
Oh man, I have a lot of them. I do them automatically, instead of thinking about them. Okay. Well, I mean, like I'll go get sweet and low for free. I get free sweet and low like pretty much everywhere I go. Like if it's out on the table or something, I'll get sweet and low.
Napkins.
I do. I buy a big box of from Amazon. I get a big box of sweet and low for my house, but I can't. Every time if I'm out and about and I get some, I'll do that. But the water when I jar pickles, the pickle juice don't get into the water, so it's just hot water. So when I get done, I I, I I make sure I plan everything out. So I wash my hands and everything. When I'm not cooking. But I use that big pot of hot water in my bathtub to have hot water instead of using the hot water to fill the tub up. So that's
Oh,
just like one little thing. And then my rainwater from the roof, I wash my clothes. If I got a lot of rainwater from my garden, I collect all that from the roof. Like 1 inch of rain, I can collect up to like 600 gallons of water.
yeah.
So I'll have a lot of water, and I'll just fill the wash machine up. So there's plenty. I mean, there's no.
It all saves,
Um,
man.
I could probably
You probably write a
for a
book
long
on
time with that.
it. So
Yeah,
let's.
'cause
Gotcha.
yeah, well, I'll probably do it. I'll probably write a book on some newspaper.
uh,
There's a lot of, I mean, there's so much stuff that I do that like when I do a rental car, I get a real cheap rental fee because my niece works for Enterprise, but uh, I don't go to hotels. I'm not anybody that thinks they're better than anybody else, but I like to camp. So when I go out of town on rental cars, that's my hotel. I use that, and I go to rest areas and sleep at rest areas. Um, it doesn't make me any difference. I mean, all I'm doing is going to sleep. I'm not living in the thing.
I got you, man. So,
When I go out of town, I don't spend any money because I'm getting new challenges.
so what's some of your favorite toppings on a pizza? And my guess was going to be black olives and bell pepper, but I also wanted to say maybe black olives and sausage. But
Yeah, usually if I get to pick like a meat, it would be Italian sausage. If I have to pick a vegetable, it would be black olives. Uh, Usually that. Long as it's not pineapple and chicken. I do not like that, but with the name like the garbage disposal, you can't be too picky. So if it
is it?
has to have that on there, I would eat it. My partner, if it helps my partner out mentally, then I'll get it.
Mhm.
But I do not like chicken because it's too tough to eat. Pineapple is just not my thing on a pizza.
So is it because you're trying to get it down, or is it just more the taste, or both, or?
For the chicken, it's kind of like the more you're using your jaws, especially when it's
Uh-huh.
like a really huge pizza, you don't want to get chicken because it's too tough. But yeah, it's like I'm trying to go for speed, and that's not. And pineapple is just not. I'm sorry, all the Hawaiian listeners, but it's
Yeah.
nothing against you. It's, uh, it's not my thing.
So is there something that you would like your fans and viewers and subscribers to know about you?
I don't know. I'm just an open book, man. I try to be myself. Just do my YouTube channel. All the stuff that's on there is like going through my head anyway. It's nothing like I'm trying to be somebody else, even though I do maybe play different characters to get my point across. It's like when I'm driving down the road, there's a lot of thoughts in my head, and I just like to jot it down and then do videos of, man, this would be funny. This will go with this. So I just like to have fun, man. I mean, I put myself through a lot, uh, my whole life with drinking and stuff, and everybody that touched me and touched my life, I just kind of screwed everybody over in the past. Uh, and today it's like I don't even understand how people would, if they really knew my past, maybe they wouldn't even ask for people ask me for like life decisions, and like to me, sometimes it's like, whoa, this is this is crazy from the person I used to be, uh, drinking like 2 fifths a day, and the person I am now is like people. The biggest thing I guess I could say without rambling on, the biggest thing is my word. I stress this with
Hmm.
my word. I I want to. Everybody wants to help everybody out, but you can't just say, "Oh yeah, I help you and I help you, I help you." You can't help five people at the same time. You
Yeah.
know, you want to and you want to say yes to be a good guy, but if I tell you something, then I'm going to do it on that time, or if I can't, I will tell you beforehand. I just won't, you know, treat you like you're nobody. You know, my time is important to me, and I know everybody else's time is important, and that's why I try to make these videos on YouTube just the best that I can with what I have right now, because their time, they're spending their time to watch these.
Mm.
So, um, my word, you know, it's just the only thing. Like, I lied to myself in the past. I lied to everybody else uh, from drinking and um, just that's all I have. And when people respect, that's why they like me when doing construction. They know I'm going to be on time. They know their job's going to get done on time, and that's the biggest thing in my life that other than my daughters, that is important to me. The word.
Actually, I think that's one question that I missed that my wife wanted to ask you was about your job and if you enjoyed your job. I know you do a bunch of different various things. You can answer it if you want. I had a round idea what you did. I just didn't want to, put it out there.
Oh, construction. I've been doing that a while. I started off rehabbing houses, tearing stuff up. So I did that with my life from drinking. So that's kind of like a good place to start. Anybody can kind of tear something up. I started there. Then I started asking questions, and hey, hey, how does this work? And I'm always like that. Like I wonder about stuff that I don't know. So I'm on
Mm.
the job, I'm on the job training, and then now it's like I do about anything but HVAC and plumbing. You know, I'll do roofing, I'll do landscape, I'll do flooring. So it's I like it, and there's a lot of stuff that comes up that it sucks. They're doing construction, working behind somebody that screwed the job up.
Yeah.
But um, but the best thing is landscaping, being outside, doing like siding that I was doing the other day in St. Louis.
Yeah, I
I
seen
was
the picture of
outside,
that.
nice weather. It was nice weather, and it's like I like being outside. I mean, I really enjoy the gardening. Um, so that's my big thing. Just being free, like just being outside.
I gotcha. I'm sure there's some questions I forgot to ask you or mention. Hopefully, sometime near future, few months, 6 months, year from now, hopefully your channel doesn't get too big. We can still keep in touch.